Hey guys, we are back. Finally, it's been a while, probably a couple of weeks once again. The gaps are getting too big in between, but episode 24, both sides of the line. Aaron, we're back. I've missed you. It's been a very busy couple of weeks, mate. I'm tired. I've just finished a camp, some workshops done. So if I sound a little bit tired, it's true. I'm actually knackered. So, mate,
poor mate.
How are you, champion? What's going on?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm glad to be back in here with you. It's been a while. Like you said, I don't know how many weeks it's been. It's just blurred all into days on end, really. It's been a busy time, I think, for everyone.
Well, before I forget, I'm going to turn my Bluetooth off. Why do you think that is? It's on, off. Yeah, go. Sorry, mate. Didn't mean to
I was going to say, no, it's been busy.
It has.
Everyone across the board. So
yeah, it's getting back into it.
It's full steam ahead now.
We're back in VJBL in school holidays.
Yeah, back in school. So we're doing it because we lost that week because of that snap lockdown, isn't it? Isn't that why?
I'm not really sure because we didn't get the crossover.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so the season would normally have started next week anyway. So I don't understand.
No, it would have started
after school. Oh, before school. Yeah, to be fair, I've lost track, mate. I don't know. No.
You're just rocking up.
So all I know is I'm coaching a game tonight going, but it's school holidays. Please don't make this a habit because it's the only time we get those nights free and it's affecting my drinking sessions.
People think you have a problem, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, I have a problem.
Now, I sense, Dazza, you're coming in off a long run up today. You're charged up.
I'm charged, tired, but I'm very charged. Mostly charged
up.
Yeah, it's been in a good way, or maybe for me a frustrating way. It's a bit of both. So I'm charged in two ways. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So mostly charged, and I've had a good engagement. I've had a great 2 weeks of kids coming in and what we've got out of the programs. Yeah. But then I've realised that
how much work there needs to be done.
It's a lot of work, and it's more factual evidence of what I thought on our last podcast on where things were heading.
Yeah.
One thing I'm lucky, I can speak it on a personal view because this is what we do.
Yeah, of course.
Not I hear, say, she, so I think it's not.
I think it's like this. I feel it's like this. No, you've actually got the, I don't know, maybe it's an appropriate sample size now.
Yeah, kids are struggling.
You can see it.
Kids are struggling.
You know it. You've had many conversations and whatnot.
Yeah, and I'm not going to speak on behalf of coaches and parents. I mean, I know parents are struggling, but I'm not saying that the kids are struggling because of X, Y, Z. Yeah. They're struggling.
Yeah.
We know probably coaches are as well, blah, blah, but I don't have enough factual evidence on that.
Yeah.
All I know is that I see kids struggling, and I'm now thinking it's just not COVID related. We're back to exactly what.
It's not COVID.
It's COVID part of, but we need these kids were like pre-COVID.
Has COVID amplified?
Yeah, it's made it worse. It's
everything that was already pre-existing or there, or
what it's done
manifested everything.
I don't know if it manifested the word. It's what it's done. It's given kids a chance that when we're so busy pre-COVID, we get through each day, another week, and we just try and get by and we push things to the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When we hit COVID and we're in absolute total standstill, by the time we understood what was going on and we start to then sit and actually reflect,
process it,
then you realize, man, I had a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
I wasn't dealing with a lot of things. I didn't realize I was feeling this way.
Yeah, I think that dealing with is a funny thing. Look, I think the industry that probably thrived in COVID and post-COVID right now, or well, not post-COVID, but we're sort of coming out the backside of it, I guess, is family law, like people separating and families involved, like all those people that have probably known there was issues there and relationships and whatnot have now had that completely amplified and have now gone, well,
the AFL
this just isn't working anymore.
3 coaches in the AFL.
3 coaches.
3 coaches had separations.
Oh, yeah, with their marriages and stuff.
You're right, wrong.
I mean, so it doesn't, no one's immune.
No. And then you look at kids who were saying, well, you know what? Now I get understanding how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Now I overthink it, or I get to really think in depth of it. Holy moly, I'm struggling. Then I come out of COVID. Then I try and pick myself back up, go back into what we call the new normal. And you look around, some people forget we were in COVID.
Yeah.
Like, it's still lingering.
Yeah.
JobKeeper just finished.
Yeah. So
the economy is going to hurt.
Yeah, okay, right.
So therefore, what you were allowed to do before COVID, now they're going to probably start cutting back. Yeah. So what was your positive engaging platforms may be taken away, and you'll still have to commit to the things that were probably giving you half the problem. Let's use rep basketball as an example.
Yeah, well, it's close to both of us, so we can probably talk pretty freely and openly about it.
Well, if you're struggling in rep program, for reasons why,
yeah,
you're not going to get that up first.
No, well, no, reluctant. Everyone's reluctant to say, look, this is something that I want to
So-
give up because it.
Yeah, so you're going to cut back on other things. Whether it be, well, there might be other things that you enjoyed. Because you're not going to give up a rep because you're playing basketball because you love it. Might be the extracurricular, might be whatever. We're going to cut back now. So because you commit to rep, we're going to commit to that, but take everything else out.
Yeah.
So now, if that's a negative environment anyway, it's going to get amplified.
Yeah, of course, of course.
We're seeing things right now where, for example, kids are. I've got some stuff here that's on the screen. Trusting oneself, they're putting pressure on oneself. They've got fear of rejection, self-doubt, fear of failure, carrying the burden for all. Making a mistake is a massive issue. Communication, expectations, being judged. I don't say losing is different, but that's been used. But these are common things that were popping up, and then we can go into more in-depth conversations of that. That's popping up everywhere, anywhere in the last 2 weeks, and we've done some promotional workshops we've done here, but we've also done some personal workshops that no one knows about. So we're doing a lot of things that we advertise X amount of programs, but we're doing a lot more individuals and workshops than we advertise.
Yeah, that's some pretty heavy stuff there, and I'm going to guess from where this has come from. We're talking about our young athletes, our young teenagers,
average between 12 and 15.
So 12, and you're talking about that sort of stuff, isn't it? I can't. I should be careful when I say this. I'm an adult now, but I can't really recall at 12 thinking some of those things.
I didn't think any of them. I was talking to someone the other day.
Different. It's a different generation, I think.
Yeah, and I always just said, "Oh, Dad, I don't want to hear about in your day," and I think that's what we're doing, but we're actually just comparing generations. Why is it so bad now? Well, first of all, we didn't have social media at the degree it was.
Yeah.
We have to commit to so many things just to try and get somewhere. Sometimes we overcommit just to try and get a foot in the door.
Yeah.
And basketball is the worst thing for that.
Why do you say it's the worst thing for that for?
Because you say, for example, you play rep basketball. 5 hours you're with that program.
Yeah,
5 hours a week.
Yeah.
Then they say, well, you need to do the DPP or the development one. Well, hang on.
Yeah.
You should be able to develop me in that 5 hours. Game time, 3 hours. So I've got to commit to that. Then everyone starts saying, well, I commit to that and player A commits to that. What's going to happen at tryout time?
They'll say, oh, you get overlooked because you don't do.
Then they'll say, we probably don't really enjoy that, but we think we have to do that. Then we're going to train what we like to train. Use that as an example, but anyone.
Yeah.
Well, we're now going to do that, and that. We do that because we think we have to.
Yep. We
like doing that one. It's just
mind blowing. Just before you know it, you got a snowball that's gone from the size of a mouse or an ant to a size of
nothing. Also, expectations on us coaches do the individuals. We could get for an average of 1 hour a week, and everything. So we're going to solve all the problems.
Yeah,
I've coaches come to me. Yeah. Are you doing X, Y, Z with a certain player? I said, yeah, but not always just that. You should. I said, it's not about what I should be doing. You've got them for 3 hours at training a week plus game day. I'm just trying to fill the voids, and then if there's other things I can work on, I will.
Yeah,
but don't think because they're not doing X, Y, Z or they're acting differently. Take control of what you've got.
Well, are you saying the blame's being pushed back your way?
Sometimes you I remember someone comes to me one day and goes, "Oh, you're training so and so," and they'll go to tell me what they've been doing wrong. But I said, I haven't had them for 8 months.
Oh,
they had nothing to say to me.
Oh, right.
My response was, "You've had them for 8 months, 3 hours a week."
Right.
They had nowhere to go because they thought they were training under our platform for the last 8 months.
It sounds like you just need to be a little bit real with the impact, the impact that you're going to have on people. And we're all part of the problem on some level, I guess. When we all contribute on some level, some more than others.
We all do.
Some people need to have a bit of a look at themselves in the mirror and say, "Oh, I'm with this person 6 hours a week, whatever it is," and the question maybe you need to ask, are their struggles my struggle? Is it because of me? Am I playing a big factor in it? I'll be honest. I'll speak openly here. I can hand on heart say that I have also been contributing to the problem.
We all have.
So if you don't have that level of, if you can't have that level of self-reflection, then I think you're probably in the wrong caper a little bit, right?
But that's why when you said that, as long as you're aware that if you've been part of it, you're doing things too.
Yeah.
Rectify.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people do say play A is not doing X, Y, Z. They tell them that. That's it.
That's it.
Go tell your individual coach to fix that.
So much of the here's what is, but I'm not going to give you the tools or the know-how to go away and not even go away, to work with me to fix it. To help work our way through it together.
Coach says, "Oh, player, you're not shooting confident last 6 weeks. Your form's changing." Okay, so let's forget about why the form's changed. The first question should be why they lost confidence.
It could be a variety of factors. So
okay, but what's the first thing you should do?
Yeah,
investigate.
Okay, yeah,
you might not be shooting well because of something else, and if that something else is part of the problem, you tend to go back to old habits. To what's comfortable. So sometimes you got to realize, well, why has there been a change in a player's attitude, skill set, whatever?
Yeah, level of engagement. Yep.
Don't just think it's always something else. Just think, well, maybe how can I help? Why has that person changed?
Well, the first thing is we blame others straight away. We go, "Oh, it's not my fault that this happened."
Someone else?
Someone else's fault.
Well, let them deal with it.
We just got to be very careful, I think. And I think the thing we touched on in the last podcast is, are our coaches getting the tools they need to help mentally skill our athletes? I know we all talk about the X's and O's, and we come in, we do our drills, and to make them physically better and whatnot. There's an emotional toll as well. There's the emotional training that needs to go along with it. Does that sound right? When I say the words, I'm using the word specifically emotional. That's that word, emotional training.
So if you got soft confidence issues, which you know of, self-doubt issues, same thing. Emotional issues, we agree.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might reflect and say, you know what? Going on court and doing more and more isn't necessarily going to help.
No.
It's probably going to make things, or those bad habits, come more into play. Sometimes a good training session is not a training session on court.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've done it. I know other people do it, so it's not just me. I know some people do it.
Yeah.
It might be called, it's a check-in training session. We're going to check in.
Yeah.
How you traveling? Where you at? How you feeling? What's he or she going through? They get to hear that. They get to share that. We still give it understanding of where we're all at. So next session, we might be a bit more understanding, a bit more supportive, and a bit more engaged. I'm not judging anyone.
Absolutely.
And a lot of it comes from judgment. She or he looks like she's not training hard today.
Yeah.
He or she doesn't look like she doesn't care today. Well, their dog just died. Mum and dad just lost their jobs. They just got told they're going to be pulled out of their private school. They're going to go to a public school. They have to change their environment and adapt to that. All in the last week.
There's a lot to deal with.
And I can give you more examples. I just can't, because I'd love to give examples I know right now.
Use names, no.
I can't, because it means, but
yep.
As as I'm getting a lot of information, we're making all these kids present and commit, but there's a lot of examples we're getting. If only the coach knew that or asked about that, it would make a massive difference in the structure of the team and the individual as a human being.
Absolutely.
And as a player.
Absolutely. I have a little bit of a chuckle myself. I'm not going to say I'm perfect by any means, please. But I get the funny look sometimes. I'll see my boys walk in. The first thing I'll say is, "How you been? How's school? What's happening? What are you doing at school?" Like, just that sort of stuff. They look at me funny at the start. They go, "What's this coach talking about? Isn't he meant to be talking to me about the XOs or something like that?" Or like, it's amazing. I can honestly say I've had conversations with guys that I know as they've gotten older through basketball programs. They go, "Now I get why you are asking me all this stuff." Like, and you know what? I friggin' appreciate what you did, because now I understand why. I understand now why you were doing that. You know what I mean?
Sometimes be too stoned, too cold, too focused. Could be too early. That energy could change and be hard to deal with. Break the ice.
Yeah.
Check in, and just slow work, get into game focus. We've got to remember, we're not playing for a world championship. We're talking about basketball, mate. And what I say to kids, it's just sport. It's just a game. Make mistakes. Except now you're going to make a mistake. Yeah. Except now you're going to miss shots. Except now you or your teammate may not get in sync or in timing of something that may or may not happen during the game. Accept that now. But also accept, no matter what happens, together we'll stand tall, we'll work together, and try and get through it together.
It's a game of mistakes. It's a game of mistakes. Is life a game of mistakes too?
So if someone makes a mistake, you take them off straight away?
Well, this is the debate, isn't it?
To be fair, I don't think it's a debate. I think If we're debating that, there's something wrong with that.
Oh,
You guys cross your face again.
No, no, I don't know. It depends on what it is. Depends on the context to everything before that.
All right, so
I'll say, look, I've been guilty. I'll put my hand up and say, you know what, this happened, and I've gone. But you got to understand the context.
No one intentionally makes a mistake.
No, I agree.
And if we take them off straight away, what are they going to be fearful of next?
Oh, of course. They feel fearful of the benching next.
Now, if they
I'm
make
sure.
a second or third mistake, you can
But
bring them off and say, hey, look, let's just get your head straight. Let's think about what you've been doing and not doing. It's
Correct.
becoming but one mistake straight away, I just got to question the impact that has on someone.
Yeah. No,
I've thought those ones.
it depends on the treatment
How
at
it's
that
done.
point in time.
Lack of communication. Toe off, sit down, and don't talk to them.
And then that's it. No. Well, that's not right. That's what I'm saying. That's the element to what I'm saying.
As long as it has a great connection between the two and understanding the two, and that no one goes home with a question mark, tick boxes. But don't allow one player to make 10 mistakes because they're going to make you look good. And one poor kid who's trying to do the best they can to get that opportunity, that one opportunity, they make that one mistake, and they're off.
It's
not fair game, mate.
Well, it's not. You say it's not fair game. I agree, but life's not fair either.
No, but it's your sport.
I know.
It's your sport. You know, at the age of 14, we don't know if they're going to be an NBA champion or Australian champion. But if everyone gets an opportunity, I don't mean equal opportunity, but you got to give an opportunity. You got the opportunity to make a mistake and try and rectify the mistake. If we teach you make a mistake and you're off, we're not teaching the right principles of anything in life. Learn the mistake, understand the mistake, and learn to try and rectify the mistake.
Yeah.
If we don't give them the opportunity of that, you are starving someone of development within sport and life itself. Because they'll go to a job, an interview, be scared to make that first mistake. They'll go home and be scared to make that mistake.
Yeah. So fear of failure comes kicking straight in.
Where do you think all this comes from?
Being judged straight away. Yeah.
And then so national championships are on right now. Is that right?
Yeah, they are on right now.
We don't need to name, but there's words going out that some players are being chosen for roles only that they can't.
Yeah, there is, but that debate comes out every year. I'm sure.
So it's everyone's aware of it.
No, so what I'm saying is that conversation always filters out every year.
So do you think if a player gets chosen for a high-level team, the best of the best, should they be told you're here for nothing else but to set an on-ball screen?
I don't know.
Should you be told, no matter how good you are on the platform and level of Basketball Australia to watch, you're going to play a sluggish zone predominantly and not get to show your true natural talent of your defensive concepts because we're not about developing a player and the nation as a whole.
Well, isn't it? The whole thing's a showcase, isn't it?
Is it a showcase or is it a gold medal?
Well,
showcase is one thing. I get we compete, but if we're developing and trying to showcase for the next generation, let the players do what they were chosen to do.
Yeah, well,
play basketball.
So I'll contextualize this and say,
what the hell does that mean?
Contextualize.
I'm gonna what is it?
I'll summarize or provide.
So why don't you use a simple word, please? Why would you go?
I forget you're tired.
I'm emotional.
Someone get this man a dictionary, please. No, sorry, Dad. So what I'm saying is, I don't coach at state level.
Never do I.
Okay. I've only ever assistant coached at Big V level and whatnot. You've coached at Big V level as a head coach. So from what I understand and what I've been told, nationals is a different beast. Is that right? Because the competitive level of it is state against state. So I get the states are competing against each other in the eyes of Basketball Australia to show that they have the ability and the right people in place to develop talent. Is that the end? Is that what it's all about at the end of the day? So for states to validate with themselves that they are doing those things, are they placing the value in the gold medal? So
we're going to the all cost attitude. Which is
that's the question. I'm sorry, I'm asking. Is the validation we get gold medal?
We're not cost.
That means that we've developed the talent.
We've got the triumph.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't coached that level, so I'm not going to say.
If you were chosen to play for your state or for your country, and you're told you can't do what you know you're good at doing, you're only doing it for one role.
You probably shouldn't even be in the team.
How would you feel?
Boom. You shouldn't. Well, this is where someone like Bevo or Dave Hurd would be really good to provide context here because they've coached it on the national level as head coaches. You'd be picking a team that, and I think Bevo spoke about this. You want to pick a team that, you understand their characteristics and the strengths of everyone. So the team that you pick, your responsibility is to bring out the best in that group as individuals, and then put the team together and concept and style of play or whatever that complements all of that. That's the job of the head coach, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. We can go and debate now. What level? You're right. At what level? You're right.
Well, you're on the national stage there.
So at the top stage, and if it's the ultimate, then you start realizing, well, this is the stage of the world where this is where you are. You're not trying to find your place, but when kids are still trying to find opportunity in college,
correct,
scholarships,
yeah, all the
things that everyone's going to watch. If there's a showcase everyone's going to watch, this is probably the biggest stage of all for Australia.
Yes.
So if you can't do what you know you're good at doing, that's why you've been chosen to do what you do.
That'd be pretty crushing, wouldn't it? I wouldn't be walking around very confident as a player.
Just saying. Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I don't know what's right or wrong either, but
so how would it feel walking in someone's shoes? How would it feel if you're one of those players right now that you're battling, you're playing in a role that doesn't play to your strengths? How do you deal with that?
I can't deal with. Just to add on to that, can you imagine if you got told, right, and this is a common thing, yeah? If you get told you're not allowed to shoot.
I never got told.
Never did I.
I got told
and
to
can
shoot.
I tell you?
And I'll tell you what, I took many bad shots, I will say.
No, but now, bad shots and not shooting is two different things. If we say, please take better shot selection, that's different to not being told not to shoot.
Now, I'll go one step further. It's one thing to be told, let's take better shot selection. But what is the best shot?
In what situation?
What does that look like? So are we good at teaching that?
Well, do you applaud a bad shot when it goes in and you look good?
Oh, mate.
I see coaches.
No idea how many bad shots I see go in and go, oh.
and then
they make it, you just.
No, and then the coach does this. Great job. You think, hang on, you're just about to have a go.
About to rip him a new one. Yeah, I don't know.
I know times telling kids, next time, that's not the right shot. Great went in, take it on board.
Yeah.
But I would have told you if it hadn't gone in, it would have been a different ramification.
Different conversation we'll be having.
So
or maybe a bit more.
I just don't. Are we playing a sport that you? Okay, I'll give an example. Let's go football.
AFL.
You've been told you're not allowed to handball or kick. No. This is how stupid this is.
What are you meant to be doing out there? Just laying tackles.
No. So you just said that, right? Okay. But you wouldn't have said that about basketball. Doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to no, you're a tackler. That's what you're an enforcer.
Okay.
So don't kick or handball.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
To do when you get it. Just put it on the
ground. Get it. Just a tackler. That's how stupid this sounds.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
All right, you're a bad kicker. You're a bad kicker. All you're allowed to do is handball. I'll give you one. You're allowed to handball, but you are not allowed to kick because you are an atrocious kicker. How would that go down? How would that work? Wouldn't work, would it? So to me, it doesn't make logical sense, yeah?
Couldn't imagine so.
But in basketball, a lot of people accept that in a lot of places.
Yeah, interesting.
I just don't think it's right.
No, it doesn't sound.
Don't tell a 12-year-old if you're open, don't shoot it.
Yeah. Oh,
don't tell
12-year-old, yeah.
Well, don't tell a 14-year-old, this player can shoot threes,
age levels.
But you can't shoot threes.
Not at those age levels.
Well, what's happening? And then they wonder why we don't trust ourselves.
Shit.
We have fear of failure. We have fear of rejection. We're being judged because we are. Now, don't get wrong. Let's pause that and put it back in the player's hands. Don't use fear of failure and confidence as a bullshit excuse. Because sometimes you can easily make that as what is that? Oh, I've got no confidence. No, hang on a second. Now you're playing the trump card of like coaches also, to be fair to them, don't be played.
Yes.
But my theory is as long as you do right and you engage right, no one's going to play each other out.
Correct.
So don't play, and I'm in our workshops, I'm saying don't play the card that, I've got no confidence, when in fact you're using it as an excuse. An excuse, an emotional issue is an emotional issue.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, I'm depressed, so it's okay for me to be reactive and have a go at people. Well, no. Doesn't mean you got the right. sometimes you were just rude in what you did. You can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
Or you go, no, well, that's why the reason was. Please be explain why, how much, and that's why you are who you are today. I get that, right? But all this is happening, and all we care about is results, scoreboards, rankings, all that stuff, which is I support the grading phase, but I just get lost that we always say that mental health and all these kids, it's getting worse. We're not fixing the problem.
We don't know how to manage it. Across the board, we don't. You can't hand on heart say across junior sport right now we know how to manage it. We don't. We've got no idea how to manage it. The proof's in the pudding already, unfortunately. I mean, how many we've heard stories, and I know you've heard many, but how many stories are we hearing of kids struggling, contemplating suicide, have committed suicide? Like, it's gone to that nth degree. So when's the penny going to drop that we need to do things completely different how we've done them in the past in order to try and just stop this hemorrhaging of, I don't know, people just being ripped apart?
Well, on top
on
of
an emotional level.
Well, on top of what you said, and it's bigger, more.
Yeah, okay.
Coaches will say it's not my job, and I understand this, right? I just want to coach. I'm not a psychologist. But one thing I'm going to say to any coach who coaches, you don't have to be a psychologist. You just got to show a little bit more due care.
Yeah. Well,
and try to have a little bit more understanding on the why you just saw what just happened.
Well, when they're in your care, the responsibility falls to you.
Just show that you care.
Yeah.
Just create a connection that the player feels that you are that they can entrust you to guide them through sport, but with part life learnings.
Correct.
But we don't need to be a 4-year degree in counselling and psychology. It's common sense, logical approach.
Yeah.
If a kid doesn't look right compared to last week, judge him or check in on him.
Yeah.
If a kid is making decisions that aren't normal, just think there might be a reason. Or generally just having a bad day. That's okay.
It happens so often, doesn't it? Especially these young ages.
So I might say, kid, look, how you feeling? If is it this, is that? So we know kids that have a bit of mental health issues. Is it that today? And if they say no, then they're giving me the license to give them a bit more of a push to get through whatever they go through today.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a little bit more emotional and impactful, I'll know to still try and do it, but I'm going to do it in a different way.
Yeah, you got to be able to adjust your approach, 100%.
So coaches today, unfortunately, need to be in a more of a growth mindset than fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. No, 100%.
With no education in the system, just a bit more adaptive and understanding. Each player does need something a little bit different.
Yeah. So where does the responsibility fall for that? So on the coach themselves or the program there?
No, every layer has a responsibility to show.
Every layer.
So if I'm running a club,
yes.
I need to ensure that my committee or my board understands what our values are and how we need to ensure engagement platform, development platform, but also a caring platform.
What do you think the priorities are of clubs right now after a year off?
There's some clubs.
Get the money in the door?
Yeah, there's some clubs who I'm going to highly respect. So they're trying, but they're still not there yet, right? Because
how many are there?
I'll
guess.
I'll just say.
Well, you speak with a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not going to be. I'm not trying to be cautious either. I was going to be mindful that a lot of clubs have got volunteers and they're still struggling themselves. They've got their own issues, so they're trying to keep it a club above water. But more the rep side of things, you are structurally set in place. You have a bit more of a bigger reach and platform to put things in place. So your directive coaching, your lead coaches, your age group coach, you can give people a little bit more roles to take pressure off, but we all start to communicate and link up with each other.
Yeah.
So, for example, a directive coaching ensures all the leads of each of the boys and girls, we're communicating. The boys lead speaks to all the heads of each age group, and then they can refer that to you create those tables.
Yeah, how many people do you reckon do that? There's not many that do that.
Yeah, but
come on, Daz.
Do me a favor. But why don't we?
Because we'll go back to this is the way we've been doing it. This is the way we've always done it. So now we've got it.
Because participation rate is down 30%.
Is it down? Is it?
Well,
so I was reading something interesting the other day saying, Victoria, we know we've got the highest participation rate across all states.
Yeah, but
so
still,
it's down 30%.
But across domestic and all that stuff, I'm sure it's 30%. Sorry if I'm wrong. If you prove me wrong, I'm sorry. We still got a high participation rate.
Yeah. And that's what we've always relied upon in the past.
Okay, so a club. So I won't name clubs. But say a club has a massive, over the last 10 years, has a massive walkout rate. Not just example.
Yep.
Why they don't care about that so much is because they've got still a high participation. Because when 100 kids leave, another 100 walk in, right?
How many do a survey of the people that are leaving?
Yeah.
And
So
can you please just give an honest feedback? You don't have to put your name to it, but please, can you just?
well, the question is,
Why?
how many homegrown? How many people are at clubs that aren't homegrown?
Oh, so many. I think now more than ever.
That's the first one. That's the first one, right?
Yeah.
And I've moved clubs, but don't worry, there's reasons why.
You trader.
Yeah, but you know, I've never had the club hop. There's reasons why, and there's lots of things where if I think the environment's wrong, one thing that I'm going to ever argue against me, I'm a value guy. If it ain't right, I ain't going to hang around.
Yeah. I get
I'll tell you what's sad.
People that
I'm watching not mine. I'm watching the John Youth League boys haven't won a game, getting absolutely smashed. How good were they going before we left? But no one cares. No one cares. So I get annoyed. If it's not right, it's not right. The environment's wrong. The coach's not. No one cares. They got players playing. The results are. No one tries to work out.
Surely people care. Come on, Daz.
So what?
Surely people care. Like they go, oh, we're zipping. I don't know how many rounds they are in.
Sad. It's just sad. And don't tell me that the players are not the same. Well, you know what? You could have kept the same core, and you could have maintained better engagement, and you could ensure that platforms were there. But it just breaks my heart when you see things that can go well, just fall apart like that. Because we have participation. Some of you leave, some of you step in.
So what's the underlying reason why we're okay?
Stop worrying about participation rate.
Exactly. Why?
Worry about
So
that.
participation rate equals money.
So my theory is the number one priority should be the holding rate.
Well, that's what people should measure, yes?
Yeah, not the participation rate.
That's the success.
Yeah. So
defining success factor.
Certain programs, if I could name a couple of programs where 40%
get backlash
of their program in the last 10 years has left. And they don't care. Coaches, players, and I see clubs paying people to come to develop. No, not players. Sorry, coaches to develop programs, and they're not there. So a lot of people go to clubs with only a one leg in, one leg already out. They're really looking at where I can go next. You got people in of each area of all of our areas that are prepared to put time and effort in and stay there and help develop. So,
well, what's the ideal time you need to stay and help them develop, for example?
Okay, my theory would be, and that's a big commitment, as long as we do it right, I need to see what happens to an 11-year-old and how they come out of under 18s.
So you're talking about a 7 years.
You need a 5 to 7 year deal.
5 to 7 years.
What's 2 years going to do? The first year, you're getting a feel of the program.
Yeah.
Year 2, you're implementing the program. Year 3, you went somewhere else.
Yeah, no, you haven't had the chance to sit, refine,
and put in what you do best.
Yeah, that's correct.
So my theory is, if you're emotionally and you're committed and you're prepared to do it, you look at like college coaches and that, and when they build programs, they're invested because they're looking long term.
Well, look at Baylor.
Yeah,
they won the damn thing. And where were they a few years ago? They were at the bottom of the
spot on. So if I say, okay, we've got these kids coming at 10, 11, 12, we're going to get them up and going. So let's just get them ready for in threes. We should see this, and we have KPIs on not the kids, but where they're at and how we are and encouragement and all that stuff. Yep. But no one gets a chance to do that because they're not there long enough. Then kids don't get to understand, well, who's our lead? Who's our head coach? Who's the director?
It just flips around so often, I guess.
It's like when,
or not often.
Well, the biggest debate, right or wrong, is does a lead coach coach? Does a director of coaching coach? So the director of coaching.
Look, I've been in environments where the director of coaching coaches and where they don't. I would have to say where they don't coach is probably a heap more effective.
It makes sense.
Because the director is getting around, seeing the team, seeing the coaches, seeing the kids, understands who's who in the zoo, and offers, I would say, an unbiased view.
Correct. So if you've got a director who then is now, say, a head coach of Big V, that's a double headers, 2 nice trainings. They've probably got a job. So where's their time for the program of the junior program that's going to feed that senior program? The lead coaches. You're under 18s and below. You're meant to be looking at that. So if you're coaching on a Friday night, you're missing how many teams play per.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Every week.
So my theory is, why do they let that happen? Are we short of coaches? Yep.
Are we?
The times where clubs are short of coaches because you put so many teams in.
Well, this is the thing. This is where the prestige of playing representative basketball's come off over the last few years because we're just trying to get as many people in to participate.
Well,
So
domestic coach,
man, his dog's really coaching it. Really.
Well, domestic clubs are strong for coaches. Okay. So there's been a dropout rate of coaches as well, domestic level.
Because they probably get abused by parents.
Yeah, but all this though, because rep basketball is so massive, you're getting the domestic coaches coaching rep. Now we have that pool. They've got coaches who will coach domestic. We start putting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams in. We got to start looking at, well, where's the employees? I'm not looking kids are in those teams.
But yeah,
just the survival of coaches being available, creating an opportunity for kids to develop and learn and nurture and guide. And
it's not there.
But the more teams you put in, the more coaches you try and find, the more mediation you got to deal with. The more that's why I reckon a lot of lead coaching director coaches coach. So that's a deal with all that, mate. I don't know.
Big deal.
It's just sad. I feel it.
Yeah.
That's why I reckon that if you want to say what do we do better, now then you can say, well, let's focus on let's find what's wrong with the program and that role of that coach, whatever, or director, whatever. We'll go and emphasize on those things. Let the coaches coach. You try and work out what those things that are hurting the program. Is that age specific? Is it sex specific? Is it overall? Okay, let's work on how we can fix that. If you're doing coaching, leading, admin, how can you fix the problems?
No, it's impossible to say that you can. It's an impossible job to say that you can.
And that's why I think the balance is a bit hard.
Balance is out of whack with.
Yeah, and I get where the pressure come from, and yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the solution is. We always throw all this stuff out. We probably don't talk through the solutions. I don't know.
Oh no, mate! If I see an opportunity, I'll take it and I'll prove the solution.
Yeah,
I'm just going to do it where people's going to say bits and pieces.
Yeah,
I'd be prepared to prove the solution by doing it, by acting on it.
Yeah,
a lot of people talk it.
Yeah,
if I see a role put up and I'll apply for it and I get it, I'll find a solution. I'll help.
Well, there's the thing. How often do you see the roles pop up? They don't. They'll pop up. They're always to the side.
And when you do, you think, well,
conversation.
Where'd that come from?
Where'd that come from?
And how do we get them? And for them to come here, you must be giving them something.
Sample what's out there to see who would best bring something to your program. You're going to give it to your mate who's in the back pocket for whatever reason.
I'm going to say because I'm happy to put it out there.
They're going to hide you.
So we have a lot of people that we work with, yeah. And we don't publicize on Facebook.
We don't talk about who we. Yep.
All the kids we have tried a lot of kids, high level, mid level, low level, every level, all abilities level.
Yeah.
Anyone and everyone. I think we're doing a good job. A lot of people can come back, or you saw a phone call I got before. People want to inquire about coaching workshop for a team, and all these things. I'm connecting coaches with teams, and there's those things we do. When you think in this area, we'd all get together and try and make it a working relationship.
I don't know. It should be, yes. It's a rhetorical question, isn't it? You didn't want me to answer.
I'm not saying I'm good at what I do, but whatever I'm doing, something must be working.
Yeah, if people keep coming through your door, and
some of the kids in in those teams, we're training.
Yeah,
or we've trained. And the reason why we probably don't train a lot of them anymore, or some anymore, is because they've either gone to the next level platform, or because you've added rep. You got domestic, you got the FDCP, triple PP, all those PPs or NIP, whatever those initials are.
Yes.
We will be the first cab off the rank, which we accept. If we're feeding that, is that a positive or a negative?
Is that a rhetorical question again?
I don't know.
I don't know if you want me to answer.
I don't know. I just get a bit surprised.
What you're saying.
I got a lot of people saying to me, I get kids come back for one moment. Oh, can you fix them up? I'm happy to fix them, but why do you bring them back for one? And say, I don't know.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying there. Yeah, that must get tiresome.
I got a lot of phone calls. A lot of can you fix her? Can you fix him?
Can you come back? I'm going to come back for 4 weeks.
I'll do it.
It doesn't work like that.
And then the DPP starts up. They all, and
then they go through the program. Then they make their cuts and
hush, shush, shush.
Oh, yeah, and 4 weeks. Can you come fix? Yeah, it must get tiring.
I love what I do, champion, and I'll not say no to anyone. If they want help,
you must be on an emotional yo-yo sometimes.
It breaks me. It's tiring.
So if you're on an emotional yo-yo, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, go.
Okay, go on.
I was going to say, if you're on an emotional yo-yo, imagine what our young athletes are.
Yeah. I'll tell you
different
what.
level.
My yo-yo is pretty simple.
Goes up.
I can't control it.
The string gets knotted.
Yeah, but I can't. I can help
Sorry.
someone, but I can't control where they're going. So
No,
I don't
no
know.
one controls anyone. That's
the wrong word. It's
thing.
the wrong word. It's the wrong word.
Yeah.
I can't help influence and help nurture where they're going back to.
No, well, not in one session. Not in 4
No,
sessions.
that's what I
You
struggle
need to
with.
have the ongoing connection.
Yeah, but we do a lot of those sessions where
they chop in,
I
chop
see,
out.
I see them.
Yeah.
I feel them a little bit perked up. They leave here feeling good.
Yeah, and then 3 months down the track they're back to square one.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. To be fair,
Is that what you're trying to say?
Don't know.
Oh,
No. You're right with that. I'm just trying. I'm trying to hit something. I know what I'm trying to say. I know whether. I know. I just think if we all put our heads together more and stop fighting and worrying about each other and conflicts of interest and businesses and who's getting what income, if we say, hey, let's merge together, create something together, help for the right reasons, for the same outcome. We want kids to play.
That only breeds success, won't it? Surely.
So what? Okay, so maybe I'll look at this then. Whether it be clubs, associations. Why is it not more together?
Because it's
even domestic.
Participate. Like it goes back to what you're saying before. It's all participant rate driven. Who can get their participation rates highest, and who can get the money through the door.
So you know what I'd love to see, right? As an example, 2 domestic clubs, for example. So you know what? Let's put ourselves together because we don't have the resources as a one, but we do potentially as 2, and try and create not necessarily a game platform, but a platform that's going to help benefit every kid within our membership.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? That's at the complete grassroots level, isn't it?
I suggested that to someone.
Yeah, what'd they say?
They looked at me as if,
but
not in a bad way.
To me, mate.
Not in a bad way. I said, imagine, because all we want to do is they're doing this, so we're not going to do that. Politics, Labor or Liberal, they're never going to agree. They're never going to agree.
Democrats, Republicans.
If they said, I think it's a great idea, they're not going to agree. Why don't we just say
why won't they agree? Sorry, why won't they agree for?
Because it gives them no sense of purpose. It gives them no sense of, I don't know.
Come on, are we that egotistically driven?
No.
Oh, actually, sorry,
I don't know, mate. Like, I think I've said it. A person walked into a training session with a transition sports hoodie, and that person was told to take it off.
Is that because they're expected to wear their?
No. It wasn't one of those type of training. It was just a training, and it's just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You kidding me? If it had been a Nike jumper, it would have been the same.
So they had a problem with what was on the front of it.
We want to help people. The more people want to help, I'll engage with anyone who says together, let's collaborate, let's put our heads together and find a better outcome.
Find a better way, yeah.
I'm not worried about IPs. I'm not worried about how much information do I share in my stuff.
No, so much. And we know a lot of people probably watch this and.
Sorry if I were a bit off tangent.
No, but we know a lot
it's
of people.
Emotional week.
We know this reaches some further places than what we originally thought. So I hope people are listening and taking the message away and maybe just having to think about, can we actually do things a little bit different?
If anyone wants to make a difference, we're in.
The bottom line is we want to help our young athletes, our future adults, be great people and not live in these obstacles that we spoke about earlier.
And then the ones
that's debilitating.
Even the ones who aren't going to be the elite athlete.
No, it's not about being an elite athlete. I'm not an elite. I never made it to be an elite athlete. You never did. We do it because we love the game. We want to provide and give back, the excitement and all that sort of stuff that we got out of it is the excitement, the life lessons learned and whatnot we got out of it. That's what it's all about. Yeah.
Well, we're at 4. I think we cut here because I think what's going to happen is we can go into more and more, but it might go into bits and pieces instead of in depth. So next time we'll go. So what we're going to do, guys, we might start to put a bit of a plan in place, which we've never done. We might actually
scripted.
Yeah, we might actually. We might try and put some things. Like we see things here we might be able to share, which we won't share. But we're not really sure if raw and real is better, or we start to show what we talk about and how we prove that we are implementing.
All right.
So we're not the ones who just talk it and open up debates. We're actually putting things in place.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's show it. Let's just show what we mean, why we mean it, why we brought it up, what we're discussing it, what makes think about was it, are we emotionally charged or not charged, or what we agree with it, why I think it's great. Let's show people why we think the way we think.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Sounds like a plan, mate.
All right, and we're going to get Cam Hutton on as well. He's very he's very good in these type of conversations.
Let's get him in.
And he's the one that said to me,
Cam Hutton.
Just say no.
Dr. Cam Hutton.
He's a doctor now.
You're on call now.
That's not it. He came up here the other day.
What are you doing? We're trying to close off the program. You're ripping out stuff.
There's a note somewhere here where Cam's got me planning this on a podcast. Yeah, I love him.
Excellent.
I love him.
Good.
I love him. So
stay on his heels, Cam.
Yeah, he's keeping track. I've got to start being a bit more, what's the word?
Organised.
You should see my lads got to everywhere. All right.
All right. See you, everyone.
You all feel good. Thank you, guys. Always stay safe, stay well. Look, we know things are tough. Not for all of you.
No.
Not just for some of you or for different levels, but just so you know, we're here.
We are.
If you want to reach out and connect, we're here.
Yep.
If not, find someone who will. But just remember this. This is something I want to probably get off my chest.
Oh. Yeah.
Don't just think it's a one-way street.
Oh.
You sometimes got to realize that for people, reach out fine, but you got to make sure you're there for them as well. And make sure that you're always there for each other. It can't be one way where some people,
just a transactional thing.
Yeah, some people get the poor me attitude. Oh, no one's reaching out to me, or no one's visiting me. Well, you're probably not visiting them, or you probably haven't reached out to them. So when you're a little bit down now, that's okay. But when everyone else was down now, were you there for them?
Correct.
You just got to try and now realize it's a level playing field.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to educate us all because I make mistakes.
Yeah.
But to be fair, sometimes people just need to realize that it's a two-way street.
100% does.
Love you all. We're out.
See you guys.
Au revoir. Ciao, ciao.